What's up, guys? Luckside coming to you here again on the ClearCryptos YouTube channel. So I found something about this Bitcoin mining farm called Bitfarms, and they had actually reported a $142 million second quarter net loss, which is an insane amount of money, obviously. So Bitcoin miner Bitfarms posted a net loss of $142 million in the second quarter, down from a net income of $5 million last quarter. So the question, I guess, stands, what caused this? So the company did increase its hash rate. And if you don't understand what, or don't know what hash rate is, it is basically a measure of the computational power of all the computers on the network, the computing power of the network, how fast it can solve these equations, which is basically what Bitcoin mining is. It's used to validate transactions, create the blocks on the blockchain, right? That's essentially what it does. Now, entering the second half of 2022, they're focused on executing their growth, maximizing profitability, said the president, named Jeff Morphy. So overall, they are trying to build a strong foundation for long-term success and expanding our existing geography diversified operations. So what are some of the potential things that could have contributed to this? Well, as you know, anytime you use electricity, it costs money. Well, energy costs have been on the rise. So for a Bitcoin mining farm, something that uses a lot of energy, you obviously have a a very, very large electric bill. So that's something obviously that could contribute to these extra expenses or expenditures that they had, right? Now, they also said that they did push the delivery and payment of some of its mining equipment to 2023 in order for it to better match its schedule for completing the required infrastructure. So obviously paying for equipment is another big expense that they have. So the company is still on target to reach 6.0 EHS by the end of the year. That number was adjusted from last quarter 7.2 EHS as it announced it was scaling back expansion plans. So again, probably related to the cost of some of these ventures. So what is EHS? Well, it is the hash rate denomination. So as we know, hash rate again is the computational power of all these computers that are tied into the computation power of the network, right? So EHS is 1 quintillion hashes per second. So that's what that is. Now, is this sustainable is kind of a big question that a lot of people have. You see more and more networks switching over to proof of stake, which obviously don't run the same kind of energy expenditures that you see from the proof of work networks. And we know that Ethereum, for example, is switching over to a proof of stake network, and there's more and more, proof of stake networks that are being launched every day. Now, what will this do, I guess, to these proof of work networks? Well, we have seen some legislation in government that has been trying to make a push towards these proof of stake networks. So some of these proof of work chains may not have an option outside of switching over to, proof of stake, but that's something that we can get into obviously at a different time. One of the big questions, I guess, is what are energy costs going to do? As the energy costs continue to increase, if they continue to increase, obviously it's going to get very, very difficult for some of these mining facilities to continue doing what they're doing. And not only that, but over time, Bitcoin gets harder and harder to mine. So if the price of Bitcoin isn't increasing, kind of like it is, right now, kind of sitting in that same range, your cost of mining it is continuing to go up, but your return from the Bitcoin that you get rewarded is not really, changing much. Now, and I might be spiraling here. I might be, going a little bit off the rails, but I thought this was interesting to report on just to show you what some of these mining facilities may be undergoing in the current climate, as, inflation is high and, energy costs are high and all this sort of stuff. But, it's something to definitely keep an eye on because maybe at some point they just, throw in the towel and then the supply of Bitcoin just stops. But I don't think that's going to happen. But As always, if you haven't already, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, then that way you'll know again when all of our content goes live. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and really subscribe to us on the channel and all that stuff. I mean, that's great. Obviously, with here at Clear Cryptos, we're trying to grow this thing huge, and we really appreciate you coming on this adventure with us. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll catch you in the next video.